Hello guys. Yes, I know you haven't had any of these sort of videos for ages and then two crop up. Yeah, well, that's purely because of the fact that if you've probably seen my last one, I actually completely forgot about doing that actual all about my second run return. I suppose in a way because it was just so small, but more importantly because it just completed thing. I think I just completely forgot. But anywho, we've done that one. Now we're talking about my latest tattoo, which of course is this pretty, you could say pretty massive tattoo. I mean, yeah, which is my star constellation. Do you know what? There you go, guys. Yeah, which is my star constellation tattoo. That's basically what I call it. But of course, more information about it is, yes, it's the the Seven Sisters of the Pleiades star constellation. And funny enough, actually, lengthwise, this is actually the biggest tattoo that I actually have, you know, from here to what here, that is actually 7 inches. You wouldn't think so to look at it, mostly because it's quite delicate, and of course there is just like this bit and then it's just mainly here. But yeah, there's a fun fact for you. That is technically the largest tattoo I have. I say technically because lengthwise it is, but of course I've got others that are wider. Actually, no, wait a minute, this is 7 inches by 3 inches. Actually, no, it is my biggest tattoo. I was just thinking this one is 5 inches by, yeah, 5 inches by 3 inches, and my poppy tattoo is the same. So there's a fun fact that even I hadn't thought of. So yeah, if you saw my vlog of this, you saw that I got this done at the second UK Tattoo Fest. That was the second Milton Keynes Tattoo Convention that we had in Milton Keynes. I did vlog it all, so if you want to go and watch that, go back and watch that. And that was over at the right next to the Bletchley Stadium in Milton Keynes, actually it is. So but yeah, all I will say is, without me rambling on for an absolute age, because I have seen some of those videos of mine doing that, when I say I literally must have contacted about 50 artists in that convention, I am not joking there. I mean, it initially started, I was messaging loads of artists about a completely other tattoo, but when that tattoo just, you know, I've gone to all the specialists for that kind of tattoo and they literally were all booked up, I then went to this one. And you know what, it is a funny turn of fate. You know, sometimes I always do say excuse the saying for this, but it is very true. Sometimes the stars just align up, because actually for 4 years now, yes, I have been getting tattoos for 4 years, and I had this idea very early on. There's been one tattoo that I had early on, just after I got these 3 done 4 years ago, and you could say this could be the most personal tattoo that I don't know when I will be getting it, but it's just more of a case of, yeah, it's the case of wanting it done in by one particular location, because the location of where the tattoo studio is in relation to what the actual thing is. I know it's the first time and only time that I think I would ever have done this, and being deeply personal. So as you can imagine, I'd always envisioned that tattoo here to finish this black and grey armour off. But over the years, I've often thought, would it actually fit? Because I would have had it as a side-on view like this is, and this is, of course. Actually, a lot of my tattoos are side-on rather than downwards, if you know what I mean. And as time has gone by, I've often thought, will that actually really fit on here? And when I suddenly had the idea about, wait a minute, what about actually me getting this tattoo done rather than the original, which was another idea I had. And I thought, actually, do you know what? That will fit absolutely perfect in here. And then the other one that I've been wanting, that I had the idea of 4 years ago, got plenty of room on the legs. Don't know exactly where on the legs I'm going to put it. That's my next conundrum, but anywho. And that. So you could say the stars aligned me because, of course, because of me waiting so long, it gave me the perfect space. And that, even down to the fact I hadn't even thought of it. But if you think about it, I mean, remember I've got this one up here. Every tattoo that I have on this arm, which is my black arm, is all script work. So it even ties in nicely like that. But where does this actually come from for me? Well, I've always loved astronomy and I've always loved star constellations. Weirdly, my favourite constellation that I've been trying to find in the night sky for, God, I've got the big 40 birthday this year. I know, everyone says, what? You can't be 40 this year. You must be celebrating your 30th. That's what everyone has been saying to me. But yes, I am. So I must have been trying to look for the Pegasus star constellation for, what, 20, 30 years maybe? I mean, literally, I've been wanting to find that ever since I saw the old movie that was made, I think it was back in the 60s or 70s, of Clash of the Titans. The original Clash of the Titans, not the remake. And that. But the Seven Sisters of the Pleiades, it's something that's only been happening really for me in the last, I want to say, no, it's not 10 years. It can't be 10 years. I think it's, I can't remember when the first book came out, but I think it's based on a series of books that I have read from, sadly, the late Lucinda Riley. Unfortunately, we lost her, unbeknownst to us, to a 4-year battle with cancer nearly 2 years ago. Now, 2 years in June it will be. Well, actually, by the time you see this, that would already have happened. So it is 2 years ago that we sadly lost her. But this series of books, which the first book was called The Seven Sisters, and that, the book starts in 2008. So it's making me think that actually I think she did write it around that time. So this series has been going on for about 15 years. And funny enough, actually, now I think about it, there's all the books, I think they actually come out roughly, I used to think it was, is it every 2 years? No, it can't be. I thought it was every year. But either way, it's been, what, 10 plus years? It might be up to about 15 years, either way. And I have loved this series right from the moment the first book came out and all of that lot. And as time has gone by, I've loved that series even more. I mean, I reread every book. Every time the new book used to go back, I used to reread and that. So, you know, so the earlier ones, oh my God, I've read them no end of times now, probably at least half a dozen times or more. Yeah, well, yeah, probably would be more, actually. But when the seventh book came out in 2 years ago, literally it came out and she passed away unexpectedly, literally about a month later. But fortunate for us, so like another series of books that I've read. Funny enough, you've actually seen it. You know, I visited Elizabeth Edmondson in Wolfcott Cemetery in Oxford. She was a similar case, but she'd had a very rapid form of cancer and literally died within a few months. But anywho, luckily for us, her Lucinda's son, Harry Whittaker, is also a writer and editor as well. He must have taken after his mother, presumably. And for years on end, she'd always used him as as he wrote in this last book. She used him as her backup clause in case anything did happen and he could complete. And that's exactly what happened, because basically she wrote the 7 books of all these 7 sisters, but the big mystery that's been throughout this whole series has been about one of the main characters, which was was Parsault. So basically she had to write an 8th book, and then literally she passed away, but Harry took up the reins, and oh my god, has this 2 years waiting for this last book been an absolute... Ooh. But this isn't me reviewing this book, although I will say this, my god, that last book was absolutely amazing. Well, that book, funny enough, just came out very recently from when I'm from me filming this, but of course you won't see this for a few months from now. But anywho, as I was trying to message these artists, and I'm thinking, yeah, do you know what? Getting this tattoo in the year that this last book comes out, it just felt right to me. And of course, after messaging like over 50 artists and that, Summer, who I still can't believe, admittedly, she has been doing this for a long time, but I still can't believe that a tattoo apprentice can do such a great job that she did and that. But the weird thing is, as soon as I got it, I just felt, yeah, that is just so right. But get this, going back to the book again, reading that book, and every time that the 7 Sisters of the Pleiades was mentioned, and believe me, it was mentioned a lot more in this book than it was in all of the others, and having this on my arm while reading that just was the biggest highlight for me. So yeah, and in case you're wondering, all these names, yeah, they're the Greek names, because that's where, I mean, there's a lot of myths and legends around them, but the Greek one is the main one. But effectively it's Atlas, which is the father of the 7 sisters, Pleiades, and then you have Maya, Asterope. Some of these I do struggle to read. Tiegete, Siona. This one I do have trouble with. Basically, I just say Ali because that's what the book refers to as. A couple of them did. Some of them did have abbreviations. Actually, quite a few of them had abbreviations. Now I think about it. Yeah, in the books, of course. Well, Maya is Maya, but that's easy. This one I can't read is Ali. Then it was Asterope was Star. Siona was Cece. Tiegete was shortened to Tiggy. And Electra has always been Electra. And of course, the 7th sister, which is also known as the Lost Sister or the Missing Sister, because you sometimes don't see Merope if you actually look at the star constellation. And she looks like she's missing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Merope would be the last one. So that's the main reason behind that latest tattoo of mine, guys. So thank you very much.